Hi, it's Tom from Lone Horizons, and welcome back to a quick video where we're going to take a look at a PDF copy of a game that is just launching on Kickstarter right now, today, as this video goes live. It's called Terra Mortis, Battle on the Fringes, and it is by Lion Banner Games, who made Wrath of the Wyvern, which we did an unboxing of on the channel a couple of weeks ago during my summer update video for 2026. So yeah, I was quite impressed with the print quality and the miniatures that came with that game and things like that. We haven't had a chance to actually play it yet, but yeah, I really like the look of it. And so Lion Banner Games have sent me Terra Mortis as a PDF to have a look through on the channel and to let you know about the Kickstarter. And, it's up to you whether you want to back it or not, or decide to wait and see what it's like when it comes out. So yeah, you get a pretty good idea of what kind of game it is from the cover there. It's a really nice cover. I've kind of flicked through the rulebook, and it has really nice artwork all the way through. It's got a bit of varied artwork, but it all kind of works together. So this uses the Fury engine, which says it was first used with Wrath of the Wyvern. So if you've played that game, you'll be able to get the hang of this probably. So the first thing I've noticed while I've been flicking through it is there is a ton of lore to this game. If you just look at this index page on the screen here, you've got and the whole introduction section is 20 pages of the history of the world. It is a kind of post-apocalyptic sci-fi cyberpunk game, basically setting it, and it's got vehicle combat, a bit like Mad Max, people fighting over fuel in deserts and things like that. Cyber augmentations, if you like the kind of cyberpunk stuff, that's in there as well. Loads of brutal violence and gore, it looks like. So I'm not going to go over the whole history of the world and read out all the stuff about the factions and everything. But basically, it's a post-apocalyptic world. Humanity is split into different factions. Some of them use cyberware type stuff, and one of them's a cult, that kind of thing. We'll have a look. I mean, I'll page through it here so you can see. Look, here we go. This is a good little overview of it. Story themes. Are you human? At the very core of the story lies the question of what makes us human. Is it our flesh and bone, our DNA? What defines humanity in an era of mutation, augmentation, and corruption? Or is it the morals and decisions we make that unite us and define our humanity? Whatever it is, it will be up to you to discover what it means for you. The fringes await. So, let's see. Just quickly, humanity, the transformation of humans through mutations and augmentations, has brought about questions and doubts regarding when they cease to become human and instead become more attuned to machines or mutants. And those different groups of beliefs are in conflict with each other among the different factions. Survival, the Fringes presents a brutal landscape where players must struggle to survive by scavenging whatever parts, scrap and tools they can to build and maintain vehicles, weapons and equipment. Sometimes for one person to satiate their hunger, another must go without food. The world is a zero-sum game. Exploration, the landscape hosts a wide variety of dangers, including corrupt weather systems, chemical and radiation zones, and shifting terrain altered by the cataclysm. Players must face these hazards and adapt quickly, as the ever-changing threats of the fringes can lead to a swift death. And then lastly, violence. Violence is a mere tool for some to further their goals, while others driven by bloodlust use it for pleasure. So there is a lot of violence in this. So you've got the whole history of the world here, and again we got lots of really nice artwork there. You've got a whole timeline leading up to the present. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail here. I'm going to go and have a look at the rules. Here it is. So the rule book itself doesn't actually start until page 56, right? It says players, 1 player, no GM needed. Runtime 60 to 120 minutes per session. That's pretty good. I guess that's per session, not per campaign. But it's good that you could set yourself an hour to play this in. Recommended age 14 plus. And let's see, at the heart of the system are attributes which define your scavenger's strengths, fate cards which determine outcomes and enemy behavior, making saves and more, spark points which fuel your actions during combat. So those sound a bit like action points in other RPGs. So you've got the fate card system, which is the main system of the game. It utilizes 6 tarot-sized cards to make saves, resolve actions, determine initiative, and more. And I've got them open actually somewhere. Here we go. The fate cards. So here's the fate deck. That is the back of the cards, and then they've included each card as a PDF here. The core, the fire, the flesh, the machine, the vision, the void. That sounds really interesting and weird. It's diceless, like Wrath of the Wyvern. You don't need to use dice in it, which again is something that attracts me to it, just for a change from dice rolling to do everything. Let's see, heat, legacy data, and more. These are the core systems that interact with your scavenger and their actions. Combat in Terra Mortis uses a deck building system and takes place using an abstract zone system. There are no battle maps or grids. Instead, each encounter is divided into zones that represent distance and positioning between you and your enemies. Zones define how close or far you are from threats and directly affect what actions you can take. So it's a bit like what we've seen in Black Oath Entertainment's games Choir of Flesh and Salvage and Sorcery, which I've covered on the channel. Here we go. Look, here's the combat zone map. You've got the close zone where you are, I would guess, the near zone, and then the far zone. And so maybe if you've got a sniper rifle, you'll want to engage people at the far zone, for example. And then you've even got the road battle map as well. This looks amazing, right? Having road battles. Car chases are one of my favorite things to do in a solo RPG. I haven't done it that much. I've done it in like my Cepheus engine game that I played on my blog. That was really fun. I got thrown from a moving vehicle, so I love any kind of like vehicular combat in RPGs. And then augmentations, enhancements to body and mind that give you an edge in combat, but not without cost. Okay, so yeah, here it's got what you need to play, and it is going to come with quite a lot of stuff. As this is a Kickstarter, I should probably be kind of investigating what it comes with. Let's see, the rule book, right? I think that's going to be hardback. The fate deck. So yeah, those tarot-sized cards. Your battle deck, which is a deck of ability cards that define your combat style, blah, blah, blah. The bestiary, which will be a separate book. That's like in Wrath of the Wyvern. That comes separately, I think. And then the War Campaign Manager. This is really interesting. So this we'll have a look at. Where is it? Here we go. This is the War Campaign Manager. This includes the character sheet. That's why I got it open to that page. But this comes as a spiral-bound laminated, well, not laminated, but spiral-bound glossy paged book, which you can lay flat on the table in front of you, and you can use a dry erase marker on it to track things, like on your character sheet here. And what have we got here? We've got your current position, so you record that. You've got your health. It says health, Heath. What's Heath? I don't know. And resource has a typo in it. I'm hoping that these typos will be fixed by the time you watch this video and the Kickstarter's out, or by the time the game is published anyway. Armor, defense, guard, augmentation and mutation slots. Any game that has mutations, I'm a fan of. Look, faction reputations. This is all in the War Campaign Manager. So this is like a kind of, oh, look at that guy. He's great. It reminds me of illustrations from comics like 2000 AD that I used to get when I was a kid. So this is like a whole sort of tracking system for use per campaign, and you only need one copy of it. You don't need to keep printing out new ones because it's glossy and you use a dry erase marker on it. But yeah, look at this ally dossier. That's to keep track of allies, I guess. Weapon unlock. That's interesting. Encounter log, enemy trackers. Yeah, this reminds me of Iron Sworn kind of stuff. that you get with that. So that all looks really good. The bestiary it's going to come with, which is here. That is a nice illustration there. Look at this. Look at how much artwork is in this. This does look really good. Let's go to a random bad guy or something. Savior. Looks like a robot or a mech of some kind. Does it have a little... Oh, here we go. Saviors. They're part of the Mandate faction. Okay. Saviors are ancient military androids discovered and reactivated by the Mandate, then upgraded with Mandate programming and weapons. When I was reading about this, they sounded a bit like the Institute from Fallout 4, if you've played that. I probably got that completely wrong. That was just the first thing that came to mind. So that War Campaign Manager and Bestiary sound really nice. Fractured board used during combat encounters. Oh yeah, those are the combat zone maps. And a road battle map. Oh yeah, that's the same thing that we looked at. And scavenger sheet. Yeah, so that maybe that comes separately to the War Campaign Manager as well. Shall we? Yeah, look. Not going to spend too much longer going through the whole rule book or anything, but here we've got the gameplay loop description, which could be interesting to look at here. So let's see. Gameplay loop 1. Travel the wasteland. The gameplay of Terra Mortis is driven by the fate deck and your spark points. At the heart of the system, you travel across the Hex World map, carry out missions, engage in combat, and advance your scavenger's abilities. 2. Engage in tactical zone combat. When enemies are encountered, the game shifts into zone-based combat. There are no battle maps or grids. Instead, combat is resolved using abstract zones. Yep, we've just read about that. So it says you and your allies begin in a zone relative to enemy forces and act through your battle deck, spending spark points to attack, reposition, sabotage, and utilize your augmentations. 3. Scavenge and discover. Exploration allows you to uncover new locations, factions, and advance the storyline of the campaign. As you delve deep into the ruins of ancient cities or the depths of laboratories, you will uncover loot, the truth about the past, and vicious enemies in your path. 4. Advance the narrative, carry out landmark quests, and discover the world you are living in. Each faction has its own motivations, fears, and ambitions. These quests expand the narrative and unlock new cards, abilities, and equipment. That's interesting. So I wonder if the factions will have their own goals and maybe clocks that you set, which advance their kind of interests in the game world as time goes on. Maybe they might take land from each other or something. I don't know. I'm interested to see what that's like. Then 5, return to camp or base. Your makeshift camp or mobile base serves as a respite from the unforgiving survival and violence you encounter. It really does emphasize the violence in this game. That's great. These are the moments to rest with your allies, tend to wounds, process scrap, or upgrade structures. Upgrading structures at your base, that sounds really nice. I really like any kind of like base building game mechanics in solo RPGs because it gives you something to go out and find loot for upgrading structures and buildings and things like that. Also, that returning to camp or base, that sounds like it could be a nice opportunity for some solo role-playing, rolling on oracles and talking to characters, maybe building up some characters' personalities so that maybe then sooner or later they might be able to give you a quest or something like that. I wonder how strict the gameplay loop is in this game, because I found there are games like Choir of Flesh that we played on the channel. Second time I'm mentioning it here, which is promising because if this is similar to that in some ways, I think I'd really enjoy it. Choir of Flesh has quite a strict gameplay loop, but it encourages you to roll on random tables and oracles and things and take opportunities for role-playing and going on little quests to help NPCs that need things that you've rolled up randomly. I'd be interested to see if it has stuff like that. And then 6, evolve beyond what is human. You are able to push beyond the boundaries of what was once thought humanly possible. Augment body parts, install neural interfaces. You spend legacy data to increase attributes and improve your cards to their improved versions. Okay, so there's a lot of opportunity for upgrading your character then. which sounds like it would add longevity to your experience with the game. Yeah. So that talks about the fate card system. It sounds like you're drawing these cards, and they probably mean different things in different contexts, I would guess. So here we've got, look, the fire relates to your logic, the core relates to body, machine relates to instinct, the flesh relates to fury, the void relates to reflex, and the vision relates to humanity. So yeah, and then you've got an explanation of the symbols there, like the fire, the birth of humanity and its shift into taking what it can from this world. Yet it is also unruly. Fire can lead to power, but also chaos and destruction. This sounds like a really interesting way of engaging with an RPG, actually. I haven't played a diceless system, but I do like cards. I like drawing cards. I like shuffling cards. And I like building decks of moves and abilities. That sounds really fun. I'm not gonna read the whole thing about the like resolution mechanics and things, but I think it sounds really interesting. And if they send me this for free, I will play it. I'll do a video on the channel for it, definitely, like I'm going to do a video for Wrath of the Wyvern soon. So let's just go back to the index and just check out any more stuff we want to quickly have a look at the let's see, travel and survival, travel phase, exposure, weather effects. I think these page numbers may be wrong. Oh no, that one's right. I went to one before and it was the wrong page, because they're probably still working on this. But there's hex crawling. What more can you want? I love hex crawling. And look at that method of travel: on foot, motorbike, car or truck, and Titan X66. The Titan is not a vehicle in the conventional sense. It is a moving stronghold, a beacon, and a threat magnet. That sounds great. Yeah, you've got a whole hex crawling rule set here. I think this is great. It's a big rule book. It will probably take you a while to get through if you wanna read the whole thing before playing. I guess the best thing to do would just be to read it as you go. One last thing I want to have a look at is the world map. Look at this. I love maps. I love maps that come with any game. I love campaign setting maps. I love randomly generated maps. And you've got the hexes on here for you. You've got all these different kinds of places with amazing names. Bullet Farm, that sounds good. And that's got a number on it, which I would guess relates to maybe a page number or a number on a table or something. Paradise's City. Take me down to Paradise's City where the air is clean and the girls are pretty. I don't know. I think I just got that completely wrong. Anyway, yeah, look at that. City of Exitium next to that one. There is loads of stuff here. You could spend the whole rest of your life probably exploring this game world. Chopper's Block, the Astro, Scum Dome. Wow, what is that? Is that like the Thunderdome? I don't know, but sounds really good. So with that, I'll just remind you that the Kickstarter should be live now when this video goes live. And I think it's delivering in like autumn 2026, I think. Don't quote me on that. But I'll put a link to the Kickstarter page in the video description so you can have a look at it and see if you want to back it. Again, I'm not being paid to shill for this game or something like that. I don't have an affiliate link for it or anything. They just sent it to me because they thought I might like the look of it, which I do. If I didn't like it, I wouldn't make a video on it. And I haven't played it yet anyway. Could be crap for all, for all I know. Bloody hell, that's like a really bad thing to say in a video about a Kickstarter. I'm sure it won't be crap. So that is Terra Mortis. I've really enjoyed having a look through the PDFs they've sent me, and I'm interested to see how the Kickstarter goes. I imagine it will be successful, as Wrath of the Wyvern was. And one last thing to mention is that they're also doing a reprint of Wrath of the Wyvern. So hopefully, if I can do a video on that one soon, then you can have a proper look at that and what it's like to play it. And then if you back at the right level for this game, then I think you get a copy of Wrath of the Wyvern with it as well, which would be really nice. So anyway, yeah, I'll say bye, and I will leave you with the trailer for the game. Have a look.
Enter a dark, cataclysmic future, where the lines between what is human and what is not have become blurred. A new humanity is emerging from the ashes of the once existing world. Augmented humans, mutants, roam the desolate landscape known as the Fringes. The most vicious mutant gang, the Strays, seek to destroy those who have shunned them as monsters. From their underground lair, Terranus, their leader, Krukut, plots to eradicate all humans. His sworn enemy, the Mandate, is an organization attempting to rebuild a human society in Atalon City, far away from the mutants. Their leader, Dr. Josiah Strong, believes technology and his army of saviors will aid him in cleansing mutants. In the far reaches of the Fringes, Bexos the Seer, a cult leader, believes he must forcibly convert humans to follow the path of an ancient signal. He claims to have witnessed the world's destruction, and that conversion is the only path to salvation. These different factions will face off in a savage war. What will your place be in the world of the Fringes? Will you fight the gangs, aid the Mandate, and attempt to survive the unforgiving world? Will you remain pure, or replace your limbs with augmentations to gain the upper edge in combat? All will be revealed in time, and humanity's destiny shall again be placed on the edge of an abyss. Do you dare to survive in the Fringes? Terra Mortis, Battle on the Fringes, by Lion Banner Games.